Hello everyone, welcome to Reliant Design Solution webinar. And today we will look at a very interesting topic, effective design with iLogic in Autodesk Inventor. From me, Ahmad Shafiq Mustaqim, an application engineer from Reliant. Before we start, I would like you guys to kindly write your name, email and company for our record in the chat section. Thank you. Alright, we will start the webinar now. My name is Ahmad Shafiq Mustaqim. Alright, for the iLogic, first of all, if you are consistent user of Autodesk Inventor, you probably at least heard of iLogic. Maybe you think of it as that is a programming thing that I don't have time to get into and probably don't need, or maybe you copied some of iLogic rules from the Autodesk Inventor forum and save it a few clicks to solve your problem. Regardless, it is important to have a good understanding of the tools, what it is, what it isn't, where it fit in the overall scheme of Inventor design automation toolset. Right, so what is iLogic? So iLogic is actually a toolset for Autodesk Inventor that allow you to add an additional layer of intelligence to your design. Basically, we already have incorporate a significant amount of intelligence via parameter and equation in Inventor, but iLogic take this a step further. Right. How is by the creation of rules, we can have our part and assembly update in a complex way based on changes to parameter. These rules are largely based on Visual Basic syntax and contain conditional statement, for example, if and then statement. Okay. So what is the reason? What is the main reason for you guys to start using iLogic? First it is a rule-based design with no programming expertise required. Means that you don't have to be an expert in programming to start with the iLogic. Secondly, it gives you a simple way to control your complex design variant. And lastly, of course, it makes everything automated. So for today's webinar, Effective Design with iLogic, we will focus on these 4 general rules, mostly used in iLogic. But before we start to look into more details, I will show you a simple demo on how iLogic works. Alright, so before we start with the iLogic, the important things that you need to understand is you need to understand what you want to control and what are the design parameter or property that you need to control. For example, I have this branch. Let's say I want to increase the thickness of this branch when the length of this part increase, and vice versa, of course. And what I need to control actually. So here, if I using the normal parameter table, so I need to control the length and the thickness. Of course, I can simply change. For example, I want it to 120 and the thickness will become 10. Of course, I can use the parameter table here, but iLogic will save you, more times when you do changes into your design. So first thing you need to configure before you start with the iLogic, you need to configure your parameter and set the parameter to the right equation. Right, in this example, I set my own parameter instead of completely using model parameter. If you look at the model parameter, there's a lot of um, parameter here, and I already set my own parameter length and thickness, and link it with the correct parameter in the model parameter here, the length and the thickness. So why I use why did I create a user parameter? This is because it helped me to find an important parameter that I need. I will show you this one. I will show this advantage after this. Right. So I will just close this one. I change to 100 back. And, okay. So to start with your iLogic, you can go to Manage tab and simply click on the iLogic browser. And then you will show on the on the left hand side of your screen. And simply right click and click Add Rules. You can give any name for your rules. I will just put it as range 1. Click OK. Alright, so in this iLogic rules, you will have a snippet here on the left tab. The model, what you got in the model, and then you have the coding area here. Okay, so I will start with the simple if else statement. So I will just put if. Right, this is the advantage of you create your own parameter. If I go to the model parameter, there's a lot of parameter that I need to find. But if I use the user parameter, only show the parameter that I need. So I will set this here if length, okay, is less than. So for the operator, you can select from the operator tab here. If length is less than 100, then statement. The thickness, I just double click on the thickness equal to 8. Else, if statement length, or just select from the operator here, more than or equal to 100, then the thickness equal to 10. And then because of I using the if statement, I need to end it with the and. Okay, save and then close, and then you can open your parameter table, and let's say I change this one to 140. Enter. Okay, you will see the thickness has increased to 10. So I don't need to click here and change the thickness anymore. So let's say I change the length here 80, then the thickness will reduce to 8. So this is how iLogic works. You need a parameter. Alright. Okay, hope you guys understand that. Let's look at the first general rule, which is the feature suppression. Alright. You can use this function to suppress or unsuppress any feature in an inventor part or assembly. This function will also change dependent features like the sketch. So I will show you in this demo here. In this example, let's say I want to create a rule where if length of this L bar is 300 mm or above, there will be a notch in the middle of that bar, and the number of hole will be 3. The number of hole pattern here will be 3. However, on the other hand, if the length is less than 300, then there will be no notch and only got one hole on each side. So let's look at the parameter first. In this part 5, I already create a user parameter for the length, thickness, and notch length. However, I don't create the parameter for the whole number of hole. Right now, this model still use the model parameter for the rectangular pattern. I will create a numeric parameter. Let's say I name it as number. And I set the unit, so I click on the unit here and set as a unitless because it is a pattern, and change it to 3. Right, now I go to the model parameter, hole pattern. Instead of using 3, I use number. So now you can change in the user parameter instead of using the model parameter. For example, you can see it already updated in the model. Just set 3. Okay, done. Alright. Now I add new rules into the iLogic. I just name it as L bar 1. Okay, click OK. Okay, we need to start this rule with an if statement, but this time I will use the statement built in the Inventor iLogic, if, then, and if. So I just replace the my expression here with the user parameter. So if length, if length, double click, is equal or more than 300, then here we will use the suppression, the feature suppression. So how to suppress how to add the feature suppression into this coding is just I select on this model extrusion tool, I right click and select capture current state. So all this information here is not important, so we can delete this. The only important thing is the feature is active. Okay, just leave it. This feature is active extrusion, and the statement is true. So it means that if the length is more than 300 or equal, then this feature will be true, and then the notch length is equal to 150. There will be a 3 hole. So number of hole. Else, let's say if length is less than 300. The extrusion tool will be deleted or suppressed. Then I just need to copy this line here and paste it underneath and change this statement from true to false, and the number will be 1. So based on this statement, based on this coding, the extrusion tool will be in the model if the length is more than 300 or equal, and there will be a 3 hole. So you need to make sure that the end if statement is there, because you start with the if statement. Save, close. Alright, now I go to the parameter. Okay, let's say I change the length from 300 to 200. As you can see, the design already updated following to the coding that I just create. So the notch will be unsuppressed. The knot will be suppressed. You can see here, the knot already suppressed, and there will be only one hole. All right. Now, that is the feature suppress. So you just from the rules, you can simply use right click and capture current state, or you can find it under the snippet panel here under feature. So we will use feature is active. Yeah, this one, feature is active. This is for the part model. The other one is for the assembly. Okay, but it's the best is you just simply right click here and capture the current state. Right. Now we look at another additional knowledge on how you can set the material if the thickness of this plate increase. Right now is using the aluminium 6061. Okay, so firstly we need to have a parameter. Okay, now I will add text parameter. I will put here as material. Okay, and for the equation here, you need to right click here and select make multi-value, and then add the material you want. For example, aluminium for 5 mm and below, aluminium, and if above than 5 mm, then it will be my steel. Follow the name that has been provided by the Inventor material library. Okay, click add. Alright, so here if you change here, it's nothing will happen because we don't create the rule yet. Okay, alright, so we will create a new rules. Right click, add rules. This I just name it as map control. Okay, right. So this one will also use the if statement. So if thickness, go to parameter, double click thickness equal or less than less than 5 Then just double click on the material, equal to aluminium 6061, else if thickness is greater than it's okay. This one doesn't need here. So else if we can put the material okay, and if we just create the rule like this, still not update into your model, because we need to link this rule with the I property. So expand I property here on the snippet panel, look for the material and double click the material. So I property material equal to this material. Okay. Then we need to add another one, which is it will automatically update this rule or this model, the I property information. So go to the document and select on the document update. Double click on the document update and click save. Alright, so if you have an error in the iLogic rules, it will show instantly, so don't need to worry about it. I think this one I will just put it else if the thickness greater than 5. Then, alright, everything good. Close. Alright, let's say the material. I change the thickness here. So, for example, I put it 10. As you can see, it will automatically update to mild steel. And if I change to, let's say, 4 mm thickness, go back to the aluminium 6061. Right. That is about the feature separation. Our next topic, we look at the 3 general rules, which is the linking assembly parameter, component separation, and conditional statement. Linking assembly parameter will force part parameter to follow the assembly parameter. And then another one, component separation. This one works exactly the same as the feature separation, only it will work on the assembly, on the component. Alright, so first we will create rules for the linking. Okay, so I'll just close this part file. Okay. Alright, I have 2 files here. One is assembly and another one is part file, which is the master for this assembly. You can see it better. Alright, now I have the assembly file and the part file here. Right, let's say I want to change the size of this assembly. I need to change it from the part file. I go to the part file and change the parameter. For example, the width is 700. Done. Okay, and then I need to go to the assembly file, right, to update. Right. Okay, now it's updated. Right. But with the use of iLogic, I can force the parameter in the master file here, in the part file, to follow the assembly, so that I can simply change the size in the assembly without opening the master file. Right. So with this rule, the assembly will no longer depends on the master to control the size. Right. I will just change it back to 580. Right, and then this time we will just focus on the assembly. Okay. Right. Now I change the view. I change the view detail to the logic where the front panel here has been unsuppressed. Okay, let's start creating the rules. If I go to the parameter here, and there is a user parameter that I already create for width, depth, and height. Okay. So in the iLogic rules, we add rule. I just put it as scene1. Okay. Right. For this example, I will not use the if statement, but instead I will just go to the scene master or the IPT file, go to the model parameter, and I capture the current value or equation for that parameter. So I just right click, capture current state. Okay, and then how to link that parameter with the assembly. So in the assembly, go to user parameter. So just remove this highlight. So that width, double click it, and then the width, and the height. All right. So because this is not the if statement, then no need to add the and if at the end of this code. So just save it, close, and you can see if I already now I can change the size from the assembly. Okay, now already updated to 600. Alright, so that is a link assembly parameter to part parameter. Next, for the component suppress, I will just edit the rule here by double click, or you can right click and select edit. I will create an if statement. Sorry, before that I forgot to mention what I want to control here is, if you can see here, there is two types of leg. One is the stool and another one is the wheel type. If you look at the assembly browser here, you can see there's a stool and wheel type legs. So I need to create rules which is I can select which to suppress, which assembly to suppress, sub assembly to suppress, and which is to show. So I need to create first I need to create a parameter. So inside the user parameter here, I add a text parameter, and then I just put it as date. Alright, in education I select make multi-value, and I just put wheel and stool. Click OK. Now I have this text parameter. Click done. Then I can edit this rule. Alright, so I will just start with the if statement. If user parameter late equal to wheel, then right here I just simply need to select the wheel, right click and capture the current state. So you need to select all the wheel and capture the current state. Right. And then you also need to capture the current state for the stool. Okay. But we need to change the component is active for the stool here and change it to false. So means when we set the parameter late to wheels, then stool will be suppressed. So I just copy this false statement and paste it into the true. Okay, and leave it the wheel as true. Else, if okay, since we already have this parameter set here, so I can just copy all this line and paste under statement and change this one to true. Change this one to false statement. Alright, then we click save, close. If nothing, no error, then we are good. Right, inside this parameter table, I change the late to wheels, and you can see all the stool will be suppressed. You can see here in the assembly browser, all the stool has been suppressed. If I change the parameter to stool, then vice versa, all the wheel will be suppressed. So it really helps you guys in your design. So you don't need to create multiple design that have a different sub-assembly. Okay, so as you can see here, I put both sub-assembly here, but with the iLogic I can select which one I want to show. Okay, alright, the last topic here is the iLogic form. Okay, this iLogic form is a tool that create a custom user interface form that connect to the parameter to your parameter, properties and rule of an inventor part or assembly or a drawing document. Basically, we use form to change all the parameter instead of using the parameter table itself. And the best thing is you can create this form simply by drag and drop. No need for the programming, no need to be expert in the programming. And also this also there is no need to have rules to create a form. Okay, for example, in this assembly here, I go to form panel here and right click and I select add form. Okay, right, so this is a form editor. If you need to change this form name, simply go to the label here and change it. Okay, for example, I put it as sync form. Okay, and then it's update to sync form. All right. Let's say I want to add a photo in this form. Simply I can go to toolbox here and I select picture. As I said before, it is simple as drag and drop. So I just drag this picture here, put it under sync form. Okay, and let's say I want to change this the label here. I can change it from here, or I can change under the property panel for that form. So label here I change as sync photo. Right. And then how you want to add image or photo inside that form is under appearance. Under image here, I click on the triple dot here and I select the photo for this assembly that are already rendered. Okay, when I click open and then there I go, I have my sync photo here, and I simply drag the parameter here into this sync form. So how you want to arrange it? Simply by just click and drag it. If you want the picture to be on the bottom or on the top. Oops, sorry. Okay. So I will show you what form will do. I just click OK here first, and then I open the sync form. I just click now, just now, and then I change the width, for example, 700 from 600 to 500. And click done. When I click done, the assembly will update from 600 to 500. No need to use the parameter table anymore. Just use that form. Alright, if I want to edit the form, I can select this, right click and select edit. Okay, let's say I want to edit. Instead of using a text box here, I want to set the to the slider. So I highlight the height here and I can change the control type to slider. So we can just slide to increase or decrease the value. And then the slider property, the minimum value, let's say I put it as 600. Maximum is 1000. And it will increase every 100. Right. And then let's say I want to edit this form, sync form. I want to I want to change the predefined button. For now is using done. I want to change it to OK, cancel, apply. Right. So I can click OK now. Open the form. Let's say I want to change the height from 800 to 600. So I just click and drag here which one I want. For example, 700. Click apply or OK. Alright, and that's all. The design has been updated. So that is what form can do. Really help you instead of using the parameter table. So if you go back to the first slide here, so where do the iLogic sit inside the Inventor is under the design automation. Under robust parametric design is we are changing the design using the parameter, the iPath and assembly. Under the design automation, we use the iLogic or more advanced, which is API, and then we use that form using configurator 360 to put that form online, and then our customer can change the size of your design from the configurator 360. That one is a more advanced topic. Okay, all right. I hope you guys get a lot of new knowledge on how effectively can this iLogic help you in your design works. It looks like that we have come to an end. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the chat section together with your name and email. I will get back to you later through the email. So if you have any question now, you can drop it in the Q&A section. All right. For those who just joined in the middle of the webinar, don't worry. This webinar is recorded, and we will post this later on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can check our Facebook page on Reliant Design Solutions Sdn Bhd, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Reliant DS. Alright, then we have another information here. We do provide online training during this MCO period. So you guys can check for our training, and don't worry, no need to come to the office. Alright, feel free to give any feedback or comment. We really appreciate that. I will wait for a while for you guys to drop the questions, and then we will end this webinar. You guys also can check our website at reliant-ds.com for more information about us. So and then also you can check on our Facebook page. You can follow our YouTube channel for more video from the webinar or from the short video that we create. Alright, so goodbye everyone. Stay safe during this crisis. Thank you and for joining our webinar, and until next time, bye bye.